Hey everybody, welcome back to Pam's Cutting Board. So today we are in an open collaboration with Southern Country Living. I'm not sure how many other cooking channels will join, but they're having, Calvin and Marie, they're having a collaboration, and they asked anybody that wanted to join. And we just done a collaboration with them a couple of weeks ago. We had fun, we enjoyed it, so we thought we would join theirs this time. So we are going to make Kentucky Fried Chicken. Little play on words. In case you guys don't know, I live in Kentucky, so I'm frying chicken my way, but it's in Kentucky, so it's going to be Kentucky Fried Chicken. But I'll show you how I do it. So first, I like to soak my chicken a couple of hours in buttermilk. Now, buttermilk is something that I don't normally keep on hand because Wayne and I, we don't drink it. We don't like it. I like to cook with it, but I don't have a whole lot of dishes that I use. So if I buy a half a gallon of buttermilk, most of the time it just goes to waste. So let me show you a little trick that I do to get buttermilk without buying buttermilk. Let me turn you around. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? So I've just got 2% milk. And I would say that's probably a couple of cups milk. And then I've got apple cider vinegar. You can also use lemon juice too. And I'm going to put a couple tablespoons in my milk. Stir it up a little bit. Give it time to kind of sour that milk. That's all you want. And buttermilk just helps tenderize your chicken a little bit. And while I'm giving that a few minutes. So here's my chicken. And what I do, if I find a good, let me turn you guys up. If I find a pretty good deal on chicken, which anymore it's getting harder to find a good deal on chicken, I buy several packs of it. I bring it home and I wash my chicken in a solution of water, vinegar, and salt. And then I rinse it, dry it, and I put it in freezer bags and I put it in my deep freeze. Then when I want chicken, I've got chicken. I don't have to run to the store. And Wayne and I, we only like the breast. We don't like the dark meat. We don't like the legs and the thighs. Every once in a while, Wayne will eat a leg, a chicken leg, but not very often. So today, I pulled my chicken out. I thawed it. So it's already been washed. So I'm going to put it in the milk here. And I've got 2 chicken breasts. And I'm going to cut those chicken breasts in half. The only reason I'm cutting them in half is just to make it kind of look a little more on a platter when I put it on the table. But you don't have to. If you want to buy all dark meat, you can, or you want to mix it up, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and soak it in this buttermilk. And we'll be back in a couple of hours, and I'll show you how I fry it. Okay, guys. I've got the chicken in my, I call it buttermilk, but I guess it's soured milk. And I had a lid to fit this batter bowl, but I have no idea where it's at. So I'm just going to cover it up with tin foil and stick it in my fridge. And you want to make sure that anytime you're dealing with raw meat, especially poultry, that you wash your hands. I've washed my sink out really well with my dish soap, rinsed it out, and then after I put the chicken in the fridge, I like to spray my counter, wipe it down, make sure that I haven't contaminated anything, wash the faucet, your hands, anything you touch with it. I'm not being sponsored by anything. I just, that's just something that I do. I make sure I have something in my kitchen all the time. So when I deal with raw meat, I clean my counter with it and make sure it's good and clean. So I'm going to put this in the fridge for a few hours and bring you guys back when it's ready to fry. Okay, guys. So a few hours has passed. And I've got my chicken and my soured milk here. And I'm just going to set that out and kind of let it warm up a little bit for just a few minutes, because you don't want to put cold meat into hot oil or anything like that, because it'll seize up and make it tough. And the whole point of us putting it in this milk and letting it sit for a while was to tenderize it. So we don't want to do that. So it's going to let it come up, well, not really come up to room temp, but just kind of take the chill off of it for a few minutes. And while we are, I'm going to go ahead and make some baked beans, because I've got some potato salad in the fridge left over from the other day. So we're going to have fried chicken, baked beans, and potato salad. To me, that says picnic. And if it's a cold winter day, or if it's just a rainy, dreary day, and you want some comfort food, get you some picnic food. And have you a picnic right in your living room. Kind of cheer you up. So, what I like to do is, I like to actually take baked beans and then just add to it. But I can't find any baked beans. I thought for sure that I had some, but I can't find them. I'll probably find them later when I don't need them. So I did find a can of pork and beans, so we'll play on that. And I thought I had some bacon in the fridge, but I think Wayne ate the last bit of bacon. So I like to fry me some bacon and chop up the bacon after it's crisp and just sprinkle it on top of my baked beans, and put a little bit of the fat, the grease that comes off of the bacon, put it in my baked beans. But we're just going to make do with what we have. I have some more bacon in the freezer, but it's froze, so we won't be using bacon today. But I will put you guys down here and show you how I do just a quick baked bean. Okay, so I'm going to open my pork and beans. Wonder what happened to my baked beans. I know I had a can of those. But I like to just kind of doctor up some baked beans. Like I said, I fry my bacon and use a little bit of that bacon fat in them. I'm just doing one can because it's me and Wayne tonight. And what I like to do is I like to chop up some onion and just fry it just a little bit, saute it just a little bit, and just enough to get it a little softened, and then put it in my beans. But I'm in a kind of a hurry. It's getting late, so I need to get dinner on. So I'm just going to use onion powder. I put probably a couple teaspoons of onion powder. And put a little bit of minced garlic. Probably a quarter teaspoon of minced garlic. And the can of pork and beans is it's almost a 20-ounce can. A little black pepper. I like black pepper. Then I'm going to put a little bit of mustard. Probably a tablespoon And let me get my ketchup and my vinegar, and I'll be right back. Put about a cupful of vinegar. Sometimes if I have green bell pepper, I'll chop that up. You know what? I do have some frozen onions and pepper. I think I'll chop it up and put them in here. I wish I had some bacon bits or something to go in here, but I don't. That really gives it a little extra flavor. Then I'm going to do a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce. To me, Sweet Baby Ray is the best. Need a little bit more. And just ever how much you want. And you don't even have to do this. If you like the baked beans right straight from a can, you can certainly buy your favorite brand and just heat them up. I'm going to add a little bit more. It's almost getting the color I want. I would say that's probably, I don't know, maybe a half cup. Okay, that is looking good. Now let me go ahead and chop up a little bit of onion and pepper and put in that. And that'll be ready to put in the pan, put in the oven. And I always keep a bag of these, or try to keep a bag of frozen pepper and onion. I think it's all onion and no pepper. I want some pepper just for the, not only flavor, but some color too. Need to put that on the list to get in the store next time. Okay, I'm just going to chop them up a little bit. I really didn't want to take the time to peel the onion and dirty up another pan, saute the onions. So this, I forgot I had it, so this works out perfect. Put it over in our pork and beans. And I have sprayed this pan just so it wouldn't maybe stick so bad and it'd be easy to clean up. Ooh, that smells good. You can smell that vinegar and that barbecue sauce. So there you have it, doctored up baked beans. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven. I've got it at 350 and it'll bake until it starts just to bubble up a little bit, and we'll get ready and fry some chicken. Okay guys, we are ready to get the chicken ready to do some frying. So I'm going to show you what spices I use, and it's hard to give you a measurement because it all depends on how much chicken that you're going to be frying. I only have 2 chicken breasts for me and Wayne, and so if you do a whole chicken, you're going to have a little more. So it's going to be a little difficult to give you an exact measurement. And you may not even like all the spices that I put in there. So I'll just show you how I do it, and then you can work with it and make it your own, okay? So let me turn you down to the island and we'll get started on putting everything together. First, you're going to need some flour. And that's a cup of flour. The measure that I was using was 1/3 of a cup, so I put 3/3 in there, so that equals a cup. And I'm going to put a little bit of breadcrumb. This is a 1/4 cup measure. And these are seasoned, Italian style seasoned breadcrumbs. They just give it a little extra flavor in there. I like it. Use a little bit of cornstarch. I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. Maybe a little bit more. Say a good heaping. How about that? I like to put onion powder in mine. That is a teaspoon, so I put 2 teaspoons of onion powder, a little bit of poultry seasoning, about a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I put a couple teaspoons of garlic. My phone just quit recording. We'll add a little salt and pepper. Almost forgot that. About a teaspoon of pepper. And I'm going to put a light teaspoon of salt. But all of this is going to be to taste. That's ready to put our chicken in. I'm going to clean this up, make me some room, and then we'll dredge your chicken. I'm just going to go ahead and get the chicken out, and I'm going to cut it in half. And like I said, that's just for pretty. Make it a little more, well, not really pretty. It'll just make it look a little bit more on the plate. That way we can have 2 pieces each. Make it sound like we're eating more, right? Okay. Now, this is all we're going to do right here. Dredge that chicken in this seasoned flour. Now make sure you dredge it good. Make sure you cover all those little crevices, because that's got your flavor, the flour does. Okay, we have the last piece. Now I'm going to wait a little bit before I stick this in the oil. Number one, I don't have my oil ready. but there's a reason I don't have it ready. I want to wait and let that chicken and that coating adhere to each other. So when you see it kind of look a little wet, then it's ready to put in the oil. So I'm just going to sit that back there, and I'm going to clean my hands, wash up really good. Then I will get my skillet, get my oil ready, and while the oil is heating up, I'll do my dishes up. Then this will be ready to put in the oil and fry. Okay, guys. The oil is up to temp. I don't have a thermometer. I have a meat thermometer, which I'll use to check the meat when I get it out. But I don't have a thermometer to see if my oil is up to temp. So you can sprinkle a little flour in there, or you can put a spoon in there, wooden spoon, and it should bubble. It's starting to bubble. Or you can just take just a little bit of flour, sprinkle, and you can see it's frying. So it's ready. Let me show you what I mean by the flour. It looking wet. Can you see how that's kind of wet looking? That's what you want. That's what you want. Actually, I'm going to wait just a few more minutes and put them in there because those don't look wet enough, and I want that just a little bit hotter. I want a good fry on it. Now, that's the way the oil should be. And I've just got a cast iron skillet, and I've got the oil. This is called a chicken fryer. A cast iron chicken fryer, and it's probably about halfway in oil. I will have to turn the chicken. It's not a deep fry, but the oil does come up and just about cover it. And that oil, or not the oil, but the sour milk and the flour that I had left over, I will pitch it. You don't want to reuse that flour or milk for anything. You want to make sure you throw that away. You need to either use 2 sets of tongs, one to put the raw chicken in the pan, and you want another set of tongs to get the chicken out. I had another set, but I don't know where it's at. Wayne might have them and be using them, so I washed them. So these are clean, and I will reuse them. My baked beans are done. I'm just going to go ahead and turn the stove off to stay hot in there. I've got another piece to fry, but I'm going to get this one out in a little bit when it gets done. You don't want to overcrowd it. You want to have plenty of room in the hot tub. My phone keeps cutting off. I don't know. But I checked the temperature in this piece right here. You want your chicken at least 165 degrees. That's the perfect temp. It's done, but it's still juicy at that temp. So, you see here? You see? And I think this was probably the smaller breast of the 4. So I'm just going to keep turning mine several times because I don't want to get them too brown on one side. But these are thick, so it's going to take a few minutes. So just keep turning it until they get done. You want to check each one. Now your legs and thighs and wings, it's not going to take as long because the breast is a very thick meat. And I did turn my temp down just a little bit so they wouldn't get too brown on the outside and not done in the middle. So when these gets done, I'll make a plate, show you what it looks like. And we'll try a bite of that chicken. Okay, all the chicken is out of the skillet. You see how the breading stayed on? I didn't lose any of the breading. You can see every bit of it stayed on. And that's because we let that chicken just sit. Just sit with that breading on. We didn't stick it right in the skillet just as quick as we floured it. And here's my pan. Here's what's left. So I'm going to go ahead and make us a plate, and we'll try the chicken in just a little. Okay, look at that. Look at that plate. I'm just going to bite in. It's crispy. It's not too dry inside because we took it out of that 165-degree mark. So, if you want to know how to fry chicken, do exactly what I done. I did have a little bit of flour left over. So if you're just doing a small batch like I'm doing, you might not want to do as much flour because I'm going to have to throw it out. It's going to be a waste. But other than that, turned out perfect. Check out the playlist. I don't know who all is going to be in the collaboration with Marie and Calvin on Southern Country Living. But they invited. It's like an open collaboration. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good cooking channels on there. And thank you so much for supporting us and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We thank you if you already have. And like, comment, and share. And if you have a prayer request, put it in the comments and we'll add it to our prayer book, and we'll pray over it daily for you. So I'm gonna get off here and eat. See you guys.